In the fields of Jamaica where the sun shines bright, there's a farmer working hard from morning till night. He plants his crops with love, hoping for a yield, but deep inside his heart a longing is concealed. With sweat upon his brow he tends to the land, dreaming of a love that he can hold in his hand. Through the rain and the heat he labors every day, but the sadness in his eyes is hard to betray. Searching for love, fields of life.
In the lush countryside of Jamaica, there lived a diligent farmer named Mr. Jones. His life was devoted to tending to his crops and nurturing his farm. A serene oasis where he relished in the cool shade under the banana trees. And of course, he had fresh water from a nearby stream. Despite the contentment he found in this simple life, Mr. Jones harbored a deep and longing thought for companionship. After searching around the community, he saw a young lady named Lindsay and found a likeness towards her. And of course, it dawned on Mr. Jones that she could be his wife. However, he had reservations about the farming life and if she was willing to accept it. As he continued to talk to her, he realized that she believed that farming was beneath her, and she said that her hands would never touch the soil. This sentiment disheartened Mr. Jones, who believed that farming was the essential of life. Nevertheless, driven by his desire for a partner, he proposed to Lindsay. Her father was wary of their differences. He warned Mr. Jones of her aspirations. Undeterred, Mr. Jones proceeded with the wedding, adhering to the Jamaican tradition of the groom patiently waiting for the bride to come. That day, Lindsay allowed him to wait. He sat in the church for over 2 hours and finally she appeared. Of course, looking as beautiful as ever. Initial bliss of the marriage gradually waned as the reality of their divergent values set in. Lindsay's disdain for farming led to tensions. And of course, Mr. Jones had late nights, which he came from the farm, and this fueled her to suspect that he was having an affair. The relationship deteriorated when Lindsay refused to assist on the farm because things were getting harder, and eventually finding solace in the company of a younger man who had recently acquired wealth through, of course, undesirable means. Mr. Jones, seeking solace from his marriage, began visiting the rum bar after work, a habit that persisted for 2 years. One day, Lindsay just moved out. She could not be bothered with his behavior anymore. According to her, she had outgrown Mr. Jones. She decided to move out with her young person who had found the new wealth. For the first 2 months, things were going well for Lindsay. She had everything she wanted. She would get the latest phone. She would have everything she wanted. She ate at the most expensive places. And of course, the young man really spent on her. And in spending, he came under suspicion. The suspicion led to an investigation, of course. And of course, you had the feds coming down. Yes, they came down in their droves just to get this one. And when Lindsay realized there was nothing there for her to have, everything was seized. Money was done. And even the jewelry were gone. She was left with her handbag. That was, of course, a name brand, but in fact, it was fake. Yes, she had nothing left over. And of course, she wanted help. And she made her way back to Farmer Jones. And of course, this caused her to move forward in asking Mr. Jones to forgive her. However, he had found solace in the support of Mary, a longtime friend who had flew down from the United States to stand by him during the time of need. Mary's kindness and the memory of Mr. Jones' past support had inspired her to help him rebuild his life. A few months after her steadfast support, Mr. Jones and Mary decided to get married, finding each other the companionship and understanding they both sought. Lindsay's attempt to rekindle her relationship with Mr. Jones was met by a gentle refusal. He had moved on, finding peace and self-belief once again, thanks to Mary. He wished Lindsay all the best and made it clear that his life was now on a different pathway. The story of Mr. Jones is a reminder that the seeds of kindness we plant can, of course, lead us to have things in unexpected ways. It teaches us that rather than outsmarting others, working together can lead to more fulfilling lives. In the end, Mr. Jones's journey from despair to happiness illustrates that sometimes things do work out for the best.
In the fields of Jamaica where the sun shines bright, there's a farmer working hard from morning till night. He plants his crops